Like I said, a man never leaves his team behind, but more than that, a man never leaves his best friend behind. I may have been struck down and out to a miserable pile of rubble, but I always come back at some point, and when I do, I come back with a vengeance, a lust for triumph that can't be quenched with any normal drink. Oh no, this must be quenched with revenge. Of course, today I'm talking about a classic in the Engineer's tool belt that was added way back during the Engineer update, along with the Gunslinger and the Wrangler, the Frontier Justice. Look, I know I've been gone with the TF2 videos for a while, and to get back in the swing of things, I decided just to go with something I still know to some extent, and the Engineer is my best bet. The Frontier Justice is just as iconic to the Engineer as his wrench is. He's been seen with it a few times outside of the game, and being among his first unlockables, it's got to be up there on the list of weapons that I want to make a video for. In fact, I've been planning this since way back in late 2016. So, without further ado, my name is Cody, and I'm here to ask one simple question and hopefully get one simple answer: how bad could it be? The Frontier Justice was among the first of 4 unique unlockable weapons introduced during the Engineer update of July 2010. The update added a plethora of fun things for the Builder Boy, including a new wrench unlocked in the form of the Southern Hospitality, a sort of wrench alternative in the form of the Gunslinger, the Wrangler allowing manual aim of the Sentry Gun, and of course our friend, the Frontier Justice. It's a pump-action shotgun with the first primary alternative for the class, and for one of the firsts, I'd say they hit the nail on the head in terms of a weapon design. First and foremost, I'd like to say, in doing research for the video and going to the original update page for the Engineer update, I find this unusual bit of text, stating that not only do Engineers get 2 crits for every kill and 1 crit for every assist, it also states that you'll get bonus crits if your sentry is destroyed via any means. While this statement is very vague on what exactly it means, the least I conclude is that either A, the original design was that you'd gain the crits immediately for every kill or assist, along the lines of the Diamondback with its crit mechanics, and you get an extra when it was destroyed, or B, it's been virtually never touched in terms of rebalancing, and the wording in the whole excerpt is just intentionally very bizarre. Maybe this bit here that says instead gets revenge crits is a sort of impromptu rework. Regardless, none of this is hugely important, but it's a bit of trivia I've never seen or read about before, and honestly, any clarification that any of you could provide to me would be amazing. And on to the rest of the video. I already covered this briefly in the paragraph before about the update page, but I'll mention it here as well. The Frontier Justice, much like the inspiration behind its name, is a weapon meant to bring justice to those who have wronged you, through the delivery of critical hits. In contrast, the weapon does not get random crits, and its clip size is halved to 3 from the shotgun's regular 6. The way you obtain these crits is essentially through killing and just being good at Engineer. But not just any kill will do, oh no. In our case, the kills that the Frontier Justice feeds off of are sentry kills, and the more you have, the more you get. For every kill with a sentry, many or not, I'll touch on that later, you'll receive 2 crits when your sentry is destroyed by you or a third party, and for every assist, you'll receive 1 crit when it's destroyed. You'll notice that in this case, the negatives do certainly even out with the positives, as even though you can store up to 35 maximum critical hits, you can only pop off 3 shots before having to reload. Granted, a close enough range, 1 or 2 shots may be more than enough to finish off a light class. But for heavy or soldier, you may need all 3 or more to execute that perfect final smash on the enemy. Also consider this as a shotgun, so bullet spread happens as well, leaving another factor to consider when attempting to take down that big hunk of meat standing between you and your victory for your team. All of this isn't even considering that the Frontier Justice shines most when you are without your little buddy, the Sentry Gun, because these crits are metaphorically on backup until the Sentry Gun is down, leaving you defenseless or until you can rebuild it. Of course, this is all considering you're using a regular sentry gun. In these situations, the Frontier Justice will likely be used as a sort of last resort get-out-of-jail-free card when your nest just disappears through unknown circumstances. That's considering you live to see the end of it all anyway. This is not the most ideal situation to be in. In fact, if you do find yourself in this situation, you may be better off using a different weapon. You see, with the Frontier Justice's quirk of having half the standard clip size, that means you'll be reloading often. And this isn't great in a clutch battle between a heavy and a medic duo, which may be more often than not be an instant loss anyway, and the crits won't always make up for the halved clip. So you may as well just have the Widowmaker equipped. In all, a defensive setup just isn't ideal with the Frontier Justice, given its offensive nature. But as with twins, when you come into the world with someone, you almost always have this spiritual link with them for the rest of your natural life. And as such is exactly the case with the Frontier Justice's partner in crime, the Gunslinger. I've already covered the Gunslinger before, and there's not much left to say, but as a recap, the Gunslinger replaces the 3-tier Territory Terror, the Sentry Gun, with the nephew equivalent of the mini-sentry. This thing can rack up easy kills in an offensive situation with strategic placement, taking down rocket-jumping soldiers and scouts dumb enough to flank the backline with the Techno-Texan on the enemy side. The reason why they synergize so well is considering the mini-sentry is so disposable and so threatening to someone not paying attention, this allows for consistent trade-offs, to kill to crit, crit to kill, so on and so forth. The Frontier Justice shines in an offensive situation, with its rewards for consistent aggressive kills and rewarding those willing to get out there and show their stuff.
Packing up!
The Frontier Justice, as with many weapons, has its ups and downs, and I've already covered many of them. Its defensive capabilities aren't great, its offensive capabilities are off the charts, but it has only one big downside to its offensive potential, and it has half the clip size of any regular shotgun, holding only 3 shots. While I've covered this briefly in many portions of the video, I want to go a little more in depth here. It's particularly crippling to its offensive capabilities. Having only 3 shots before reloading is incredibly harsh. Sure, only 1 or 2 shots can easily take someone down with a well-placed aim, but if you whiff that shot, chances are it's game over for you. In all, the Frontier Justice is one of the Engineer's best primaries. Sure, it's not as universal as the shotgun. It's easily replaced by the Rescue Ranger or Widowmaker in many situations on defense. And even on offense, it's easily replaced every now and again. But I'd consider it very much a side grade to the shotgun. It's not incredibly overpowered in many situations, but it's never incredibly underpowered if you have enough practice. The Frontier Justice is iconic in the arsenal of the Engineer, and I couldn't imagine a world where a vigilante didn't have a sidekick at his side. This has been Cody. Game over. Hi, it's Cody, the guy that makes these videos. So, quick update. The reason why How Bad Could It Be was gone for so long is because my computer's processor was subpar. So whenever I would open TF2 or try to record footage, it just wouldn't run well. That's why in the Ambassador video I had to get somebody else's footage and splice that in instead. I wasn't proud of it, but it's what I had to do. But now the issue's fixed thanks to a wonderful, wonderful friend who donated me their older processor that was leagues better than my newer processor, if that makes any sense. And being a computer science major, I was able to pop that in there, get that fixed. Anyway, I wanted to assure you that I'm going to try to make these videos more often, and I wanted to extend that to you guys. Is there a weapon you would like to see? I've seen a lot of people commenting and different people talking about the videos in the comments, debating over if what I said was valid, if what I said wasn't valid, and I really, really like that. I really like seeing people calmly debate it and not just, call me a racial slur or some other derogatory term. I really do enjoy that. So, I've got a few things on backup that I've had scripts written for since, October of 2018. One is actually a pair. I have an idea for a map, an older map that a lot of newer players might not even know exists. And, but beyond that, I don't have any ideas. So if there's a weapon for maybe a class that I haven't touched on yet, I don't believe I've touched on Sniper at all. And I'm trying to think of an idea for that one. But if you've got an idea, I would like to know about it. On top of that, bam, I got a Twitch. I've been doing Twitch streaming a lot. That's where I've been doing a lot of, I've been doing Kingdom Hearts, a Kingdom Hearts playthrough on there. I've been streaming Team Fortress 2 with friends. Pretty soon I think me and another friend are gonna do some Divinity? Divinity Original Sin? You know, pretty much there I'm taking suggestions too on what you would like to see. So I wanted to extend this message to all of you. Suggestions for Twitch, taking those. Suggestions for how bad could it be, taking those. Suggestions for pretty much just anything you would like to see is really what I'm more curious about. But primarily those two things, Twitch and how bad could it be. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna take that off. I hope you have a nice day, and thank you for watching these videos. I'm gonna put in the end card now, so see ya.